So in today's video, we're going to be installing the metal roof on the steel building. As you can see around me, I got snow on the ground, but there's nothing on the roof. That's one of the great things about installing a metal roof here in New England. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Today's December 7th, and it's cold out. It's about 31 degrees out right now, and a light breeze. So it's probably with the wind chill in the 20s. But I wanted to give you guys an update. Since we last talked, obviously I was having issues with the roof, and I determined that I was going to do, well, I had issues with the wall, and I was determined that I was going to do the roof first. So I did. I reached out to Iron Built, the manufacturer of this building, and pretty much they put me in contact with a I can't talk right now. Jeez, need more caffeine. All right, so they put me in contact with, Coco's all excited. They put me in contact with a preferred contractor. The conversation I had with them was, I need some help with the roof. You know, me, myself, and I here can't just do it, so I need some help, some experience. I really don't want to mess it up when it comes to trying to square the first couple panels and, you know, getting insulation down and making sure everything's nice and tight and sealed properly. It's a very, very important factor. So, you know, they reached out, I reached out, they got back to me, and they said there was a gentleman, his name is Orlando, and he's a preferred contractor. He supposedly has built about 10 buildings from this company, Iron Built, but he's been working in the steel manufacturing business, I don't know, I think he said about 30 years, working for somebody else and then working for himself. So he's done about 10 buildings with Iron Built, and then he's done probably, he said, over 80 buildings in his career. So he's got some experience in exactly what I was looking for, as far as, you know, trying to get this job done. So I contacted him, and I wasn't sure where he was actually, located wise, but come to find out he's in northern, or somewhere in New Jersey. I think the northern part, because he's about 3 hours away. So yeah, I sent him the prints, told him what I was looking to do and what I need help with. He fired me a quote that was reasonable, and yeah, I said, hey, let's set up a time and do this. The last couple weeks have been very tough because the rain still keeps coming, and my schedule with everything going on, I just haven't been able to carve out at least 3 days with you know, no rain in the forecast to proceed. And I think that's the biggest challenge, as you guys know, as of right now, is the weather. This month's just been killer, but finally I nailed down 3 or 4 days here where it's clear in a 10-day forecast, which is great. So I just contacted him, and he said he's going to come up tomorrow, which is great. He's going to get up here with a group of guys and just bang it out for me, which I'm hoping everything goes well. But like I said, I never seen this guy's portfolio. I really don't know what he's got for equipment. I'm really going out on the limb here, but I'm trusting Iron Built because they preferred him, and he's a very nice gentleman on the phone. The conversations I had, very professional, seems like he knows what he's doing. So keeping my fingers crossed, hoping he is what I'm thinking, at least, to you know, get this roof done. It's an important part of the process and project, and it's really, you know, got me hanging right now as far as moving forward with the walls. It's December 7th, and you know, technically we already had snow on the ground. It's already melted. This is probably the last weekend that is actually you know, doable as far as not having a foot of snow on the ground. Christmas is going to be here and everything, so it's going to put us in January. God, I gotta stop saying but I guess you guys know what I'm saying. So He's on his way here bright and early tomorrow morning, and we're going to get this roof done. I hope, I plan, I pray, and I'll let you know at the end of this video if everything goes well. You know, once again, I'm expecting the unexpected, because that's just the way construction is. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. He's on his way. Hopefully he shows up. Hopefully things go well. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. Hopefully we get this roof on. Hopefully we don't run out of materials. Hopefully it's a good weekend. And hopefully I can end the year being happily satisfied going into next year. So, hey, let's see and if he shows up and how it goes, right? All right, see you in a little while. So, as you can see, the guys are here, and they're making good progress. It's really cold outside, but we're getting through it, and yeah, so things are going as expected right now. A couple little things here and there, you know, not super perfect, but there's nothing you can really do about it. There's some issues with things not being completely square or plumb, but they're adapted and overcome. But it's not the end of the world. You adapt and overcome. I'm quickly learning here in the construction business, nothing's perfect, you know. You strive for 100% and you accept 80. I don't know. At least that's how it is in my eyes. That's what I'm learning real quick. But yeah, you know, we're still striving to do our best, and hopefully this thing will come together. We ended up going with a 2-inch overhang on the ends, which will be good because I plan on putting some gutters on here, probably 6-inch gutters, and yeah, we'll tie it all in on the edges there. So that's a plan, and yeah, we're gonna continue work till it's at least dark out, probably 4:30 here on the East Coast right about now. So we're gonna work till we can't work tomorrow anymore, and hopefully at least get this halfway done so we can pick up bright and early in the morning and finish this roof. All right, so it's the end of day one here, and let me give you a preview. We got both sides of the roof done, just about halfway. Obviously there's a slight learning curve as far as, you know, how these panels go up. Also taking a lot of the measurements off all the rafters and transferring them to the panels. But overall, it was a good day. I'm happy. Orlando and his guys, they know their stuff. They're very hard workers, and I'm impressed with them. I really am. Like I said, they're from New Jersey. They're like 3 hours away from me. They left at 4:30 this morning. They're up here by 7:45, and we got started right away. They're very innovative. You know, there was a lot of things on this roof that I wasn't exactly sure how to overcome and do myself, which is why I hired people. And you know, they quickly adapted to it. I mean, you know, they really had some experience, and they have no fear of heights for sure. They would just climb right on those rafters and you know, get up on there and do what they had to do. So it was very impressive. But you know, I learned a couple things too right off the bat. It is freezing here. I mean, literally freezing. My hands are very cold. and we had to put the mastic tape down in adhesive to seal the panels. And because it is so cold and we want the tape to stick, we actually took windshield washer fluid and we wiped all the seams down with a rag with the de-icer. Really, we de-iced it, and it has alcohol in it, so that allows the tape to stick. So that's how we got the tape to stick in these conditions, and it worked great. Some other things, I guess is common when you do metal roofing is, I'll show you, I don't know if you can see it here, but well, you can't really tell on this panel because we covered it up for the night because of the frost. But they lined up probably, you can't even tell. There's about half a dozen sheets underneath that, and half a dozen sheets, they took all the measurements from the roof and they pre-drilled everything, which is smart. They pre-drilled all the holes on all the purlins and girts and got that situated, so when they're up there all the holes are already in line, which makes sense. So yeah, it was a good day, and I'll give you a preview of what it looks like here. We still have to go back in here and adjust a couple things once we have the scaffolding on the inside, but yeah, they got the tape down, they pulled it nice and tight. There's a couple seams we just got to fix that there's nothing you really can do about, but once we get back in here with the scaffolding, we'll be able to fix that. But yeah, there it is, looking good, nice and tight. About halfway done. The other thing, because I have the overhang on the building, you can see we left it long because the actual insulation is only good for the inside eave. So we left it long, which I wanted because when I do the walls, I can just overlap the walls and sandwich all the material. So yeah, exactly as I planned. Yeah, I don't know, that wraps about day one up. Tomorrow morning they're going to be here bright and early again, and they're going to try to get the second half done, and the ridge cap. That's the goal. They're not doing any of the trim work, they're just literally getting the roof on in the ridge cap, sealing it off from the weather for me, and then I can carry on and do the rest, and that'll be good. So that's a wrap from day one, guys. We'll see you bright and early in the morning. Good morning. I'm feeling a little stressed right now. And if you're wondering why, you can see it. It's everywhere. It's the frost. So day two, early morning, and I'm out here. I'm just checking things out. And it's stressful because why? It is so cold out here. Everything is covered in frost. The problem with that is you can't do roofing when there's frost on metal and everything else. It just makes it way too slippery, way too dangerous, and hard to handle. So yeah, I don't know, just waiting for the guys to show up. They should be here any minute, but hopefully the sun will rise here real quick and warm things up. Could be a fun day. Meanwhile, I gotta get my coat on. So the guys are here prepping things, getting ready. And what they're actually doing right now is they're taking windshield washer fluid, and prepping all the metal. As you can see, he's wiping everything down, because that actually is a de-icer, believe it or not. As we all spray our windshields in the winter, trying to get that snow and ice off, they're actually doing that with the metal. I gave them a gallon of windshield washer fluid, and they're wiping everything down. It's the only thing we can do to work through this frozen tundra. So yeah, we're just getting started here, and I'm about to go outside and join them. All right, we'll check up in a little while. So we're making good progress as of right now. It's around 12:30, and you can see the sun is out somewhere up there for the first time all weekend, which is good because it's now a whopping 32 degrees. So it actually feels nice out. Kind of getting hot, to tell you the truth. But yeah, they're making great progress. Gonna keep pushing forward. You know, just trying to take advantage of the sun while it's out. You never know, a cloud can come in front of the sun and really screw us up. So we're just trying to take advantage of it, hammer through it, and get through it. Once the panels are on here, we got to do the whole ridge cap. So we'll see. Sun usually goes down 4:30 here, so it's a race against time. Well, all right, there it is. We finished just in time as the sun's going down. I think you guys can see here, everything is done, including the ridge cap. So hopefully you can see the results. Just finished in time. The sun is literally going down as we speak, and the guys literally just pulled out of the gate to head back to New Jersey. They got like a 3-hour drive. So, am I happy? Yes. It's done. So, let me give you a little preview here. Hopefully you can see that. So yeah, we pulled it off. So yeah, I'm very happy. It was a long 2 days, but we got it done. So did it go with any unexpected occurrences? And the answer is no. As you saw in the video here, or you probably are seeing it now, is we had one little issue, and I'll explain to you because it was a manufacturer issue. So when I got the building here, I ordered it with the overhang, obviously. We talked about that. Right? And you can see, whoa. So the one issue we had today was, let me see if it's better lighting this way. Yeah, here we go. So the issue we had today was this. When we started doing the insulation on the roof, we went exactly, see my finger, you can see it right to the edge. And the gentleman, Orlando, he goes, that's how I've done all my buildings. We always insulate to the edge and go you know, to the other edge, which makes sense. But we fell short on the other end. And looking at the prints, and I'll show you here in a minute, what they did is they only accounted for the square footage of the actual building. They didn't count for the actual overhang, 18 inches all the way around. So we were short on both ends, or on one end. So they kind of cheaped out. And the way we overcame that was, I considered, if you can see here, I considered the drop that's going to be here for the overhead door and the other overhead door. And I figured I can use the material that would be from this overhead door and use that drop. And then from the other side overhead door, I can use it and fill above the door. Right? So that's kind of what I did. I'm going to make up for it, you know, saving this material to cover the top. But we took that other roll and we ended up cutting it in half, and we got enough to finish the end on over here. Yeah, excuse my my speech here because I'm just a little shot, tired, overwhelmed. And now the wife wants to go get the Christmas tree. So yeah, you got to do what you got to do to make her happy, I guess. But I'm tired. So yeah, that was kind of a pain in the ass. It was a little setback. We had to take a roll, cut it in half, make up for it. The thing that he told me, which there was a bunch of numerous lessons I learned this weekend, but the thing he told me is this: you want to insulate to the ends because you don't want the roof panel against the metal, just against the metal. Because what can happen is wind gets under that soffit, over time the vibration of the wind could actually pull the panel through, or the screw through the panel. So by having that insulation there, the metal, there's no metal to metal contact, but also there's a barrier, it's a screen, so the actual wind can't go through the insulation. So that panel is not going to vibrate over time. So that you know, that tips like that is really priceless, you know. That way you don't run into issues down the road, but stuff like that is really priceless. And then just little tips and tricks, you know. The insulation roll, I really for sure I would have took it, laid it out, took a razor blade, sliced it down the middle, and used it. Those guys take a handsaw, cut it right in half. I'm like, genius. That is absolutely genius. So yeah, it was a good weekend. I'm happy. They reached my expectations. There's a couple little things here and there that, you know, I'm gonna adjust and fix, but no minor things. All the screw heads look right on. I don't know if you can tell from here, but the screw has, let me see if I can zoom in and see. No. Can't really tell, but all the screws line up, everything, it looks really good, so I'm happy. Whew. So with that being said, my next step is I got to get the ridge caps on now, or the, yeah, I think that's what you call them, the ridge caps, where you see that exposed insulation. I don't want the wind or rain to get underneath those panels, so that's my next thing. Hopefully this week is to get those ridge caps up. I don't think that's the proper name, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about. So that's what I'm going to do next, and then hopefully start getting the rest of the walls up. I can start insulating the rest of the walls and sheathing it and continuing on. Now that everything's covered, I'm protected by the weather, and you know, the rest of this material in my yard I can bring in the house or bring into the building to keep it out of the weather. Well, that's a wrap, guys. I think you've seen enough, and I'm tired. Obviously I can't talk here, and I'm cold, and I need to go get a Christmas tree. So I'll see you guys on the next one. If you haven't before, please subscribe to the channel, and you know, make sure you guys hit the bell. That way you guys get notified for the next video in line here in the playlist. You'll get notified when I post a new video. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.